FM.
Memories press between the pages of my mind. Memories sweetened through the ages just like wine. Yeah, the great Elvis Presley. It was actually Mac Davis who wrote it. Today it's about Travis Etienne. He's all gone. He's all gone. He's all gone. He's all gone. Boy, it's amazing how quickly people can turn. Last year at this time, I was filled with what can they get for ETN? Trade ETN, move ETN. A year later, it's how can they say goodbye to ETN? Let's put Parker Washington into that same category. But you as fans, you're never wrong. The only thing you're going to remember is the moves they make, and sometimes the best move is the move that you do not make. Nonetheless, for Travis Etienne, and I think anyone who's ever been with him before would agree, what an unbelievable human being. And I'm happy for him. He's going back home to Louisiana. He got an enormous contract. It's going to pay him an average of $13 million a year. Jacksonville just couldn't match that. They couldn't. And frankly, I don't think the position is worthy of that type of cash. I mean, we'll see what happens now with Kamara. They just restructured his deal last week. I mean, everyone's restructuring deals. Jacksonville did it over the weekend to get underneath the cap figure, right? They redid Jordan Lewis and cleared $6.1 million. So they cleared, more than $16 million. When they redid Makare, they redid Eric Murray, and then they redid Jordan Lewis, created a ton of money. The end result, they got the free agent they had to bring back, and that is Buster Brown, averaging $11 million a year. I think that speaks volumes, too, about what's going on. I get asked all the time about hometown discounts, and basically my answer is right. You're not going to get it. This is their only opportunity to get a major paycheck. Look at Buster Brown, man, a seventh-round selection. Kind of on a milk carton here early in his career. Certainly has played well the last two seasons. Not great in man, whether it be on the corner, on the island, or even in the slot. The zone style of defense that Anthony Campanelli runs here, he was a natural. And to me, this says something about Gladstone and this organization that players want to stay. Because I'm guessing he could have made more in the open market. I really do believe that. So that is certainly encouraging. The other side of this is everyone out there with mock drafts who's writing and telling us they need a corner with their first selection, which is pick number 56 overall in the second round. Thankfully, that's now gone, okay? They'll still identify. They'll still go out and get a corner. But there's no question. Their first pick has to be an interior defensive lineman. I've said that all along, and I still think that is the deal in, 44, 45 days, whenever the NFL draft is around. Of course, tonight, tomorrow, Wednesday, still heavy NFL free agency. Will the Jaguars make a move? Will they go after a running back? Keep hearing about Rashard White, who was with Liam Cohen 2 years ago in Tampa Bay. Sean Tucker, another guy who has experience being with Liam Cohen. Rico Dowdle's been mentioned a little bit. We saw Dobbins re-up in Denver. We saw big-time money going to Kansas City and the deal there with Walker III, Kenneth Walker III, who was rumored to be in it with ETN, rumored to be in it with Love coming out of Notre Dame, the first running back who will be selected in this year's draft. But instead, they go with the Super Bowl MVP. I think that's risky. Now, to go play with Pat Mahomes in front of that fan base, maybe that'll do something. Not to slight Seattle's fan base. Seattle's got a tremendous one as well. But I've always wondered, really, what is the end game if you just won it all, you just won a Super Bowl, and you played the best game of your career. It's the only time all season long he went north of 20 carries, and he did it. He got paid. He won a Super Bowl. We'll see. We'll check it. Maybe his work ethic is second to none. I don't know Kenneth Walker III personally, but some people thought that is where Travis Etienne was going to end up. All right, so a lot of good news today for Jacksonville with Buster Brown and with Dennis Gardeck, okay? Those are the guys they had to bring back, in my opinion. Quentin Morris, we got into that last week, and we talked about free agents that make the most sense to bring back for the Jaguars, and I like what they have done. They weren't going to bring back Brown. They weren't going to bring back Newsome. They weren't going to bring back Ogba. They weren't going to bring back Smoot. They weren't going to bring back Dewey. Yes, you wanted Lloyd back, and yes, you wanted Etienne back, but financially speaking, it just wasn't there. And we're still waiting here on Devin Lloyd. I mean, what's going on? I would have figured if you were to give me odds, I would have sat here, and I did on Friday, and say by the time I came on air at 6 o'clock, there was no question in my mind that Lloyd would be done. I didn't know if Etienne would be done. And when we got that early morning or, right after high noon announcement on Walker III, I was like, oh, wow, could there be a little bit of a stalemate here? Could Travis Etienne still be around? And could Jacksonville perhaps try to put a little something together? How are you going to remember this guy? He had the freak injury the moment he got here, which was really devastating to the team. I don't want to compare him, but, Dante Fowler did the same thing. It's tough to lose a guy, right? I mean, Travis Hunter, 7 games in this year. Caleb Ransaw before the start of the year. But the expectations were so high for ETN. And then he went down, and when healthy, this guy averaged 4.2 yards a carry, 25 rushing touchdowns, 3,798 yards in 4 years, okay? Also caught 7 touchdown passes, including 6 this past season. Even though his receptions were down, it was as low as since his rookie season, which was really year number 2, where he caught 35 footballs. This year only caught 36. Again, the screen game of Liam Cohen, I do expect to get much better as early as this year. I think running the football and the screen component of this offense is really going to grow. It's tough to complain about an offense that went all the way up to 27.9 points a game. I got news for you. You scoring 28 points a game, you're going to win a heck of a lot more than you lose, especially when your defense is only giving up 19.8. But I think we would all agree that they can get better with the screen game. They can get better and more consistent when it comes to running the football. Third down percentage absolutely has to improve. I mean, Liam Cohen had him in number 1 on third down back in 2024 in Tampa. Also red zone offense. Liam Cohen had Tampa at number 1 2 years ago. Baker Mayfield threw the most touchdown passes in the red zone. So this is all good news. This is all encouraging. This isn't disappointing. This isn't a deal where you look at Tampa and you look at Baker and then say, look at things here. No. You still average 28 points a game. I mean, everything here is on the come. Everything here looks to be getting bigger and better. But I think those are 4 massive areas that I would project that they're better at this year than they were a year ago. All right, so how are you going to remember Travis Etienne? And, I'm like an elephant when it comes to remembering things. The fumble at Miami 2 years ago, I think, changed so many opinions. And it's a shame when one play defines a career. And I'm not saying that is the case with Travis Etienne, but it is with so many football, basketball, baseball players. Quick, I say Bill Buckner. What do you think? Bill Buckner was nearly a Hall of Famer with almost 2,800 career hits. If I say Chris Webber, quick, what do you think? right? I mean, it's just one after another. And with ETN, it was Jags have a chance to go up by 14. He coughs it up at goal line. And then Miami goes like, what, 98 yards on, I think it was 2 or 3 plays. And from that moment on, it was like, give the ball to Tank Bigsby. Do something about running back. Move him. Well, this guy kept after it. I mean, you talk about the grind and battling back from the injuries a year ago, where his average per went from 5.1 to 3.8 and then 3.7. So he had 2 years of rushing the football where yards were very tough to come by. And then this year, he improved on that drastically, getting his average to 4.3. And as we said, the receptions were down. But if you look at the average, 36 balls, 6 touchdowns, that's pretty good. And he also became a complete back. There's 2 reasons why Tank Bigsby's not here. Number 1, he's not good in pass protect. Number 2, he has feet for hands. I don't know if you've ever gotten a good look at Tank Bigsby. He doesn't have 2 hands and 2 feet. He has 4 feet. Can I say that? What's plural for feet? It's feet, right?
Just feet.
4 feet sounds weird, though. You know what I mean? I mean, can we come up with something? I mean, I think we should create something here on Internet. Maybe start by asking our listeners. You know, you can say, I just drank 6 beers, but you're not supposed to look over there and say, look, there's 6 deers, right? Aren't you supposed to keep it just to deer? Isn't that plural?
No.
I mean, isn't that singular? You can go plural?
Yeah.
With deer?
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah. Two deers is with an S. Yeah.
All right, maybe. Maybe I got too much sun over the weekend. But 4 feet sounds weird to me. But that's what Tank. I mean, if it sounds weird to you, wait till you look at him. I mean, can't catch the ball, right? I mean, for crying out loud, Rosie O'Donnell has a better chance of winning a freaking bikini contest than Tank Bigsby does of hauling in a pass. It's just not going to happen, right? So that's why he's not here. But Travis Etienne improved drastically in pass protect. And you can take what you want with Pro Football Focus, but you look at the numbers and how he improved, and it's almost like the young guys rubbed off on the old dog, if you will. Because Allen Jr. and Tootin are so good in the pass protect game. They also have very soft hands that can run, that I almost think this is an example of when that actually did take place. All right, so let's get into it. ETN is gone. We're tracking Devin Lloyd. We'll talk about the re-signing of Buster and Dennis Gardeck. What is next for the Jaguars? Some foolish moves within the AFC South. Okay, not named Jacksonville. Also, some really bad moves in the NFL. I mean, what are these people thinking? It doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of sense to me. I'll explain why. I do want to tell you that, hey, you're heading out to TPC all week, right? I'll be out there tomorrow. I actually enjoy the practice rounds better than the, competitive rounds, only because golf is so great, but it's about the party, right? And it's tough to know what's going on around all 18 holes. And I think television does a wonderful job breaking that down for you. So I don't know what my plans are Friday and, Thursday and Friday, but I definitely know I'll be out there tomorrow and Wednesday, Tuesday and Wednesday. Here's what I got for you. If you're having trouble seeing, I've been telling you, and I'm going to keep telling you, it's time to make an appointment at Shmunez Vision. All right, just go in for a basic eye examination, and you may need a new prescription, glasses, contacts, whatever it may be. But then you can start asking questions. Are you a candidate? Would you consider laser eye surgery? Just think about that for the rest of your life. Never having to deal with finding your readers or falling asleep with your contacts in. More than 37 years worth of experience when you get into, what they've done in that time period. Dr. Neo Shmunez, Dr. Catherine Shmunez, Dr. John Hunt. So you have all that going for you, which is really nice. Just check them out online. Great website. Go to Shmunez Vision. You can also go to Instagram and get all of the testimonials from Shmunez Vision as well. All right, we fully expect breaking news while we're on the air. We're going to keep you updated on the moves. We're going to react to what Jacksonville has done. We're also going to get plenty of input from you as we get things started on what I believe is one of the greatest weeks of the year. NFL free agency, the players, conference tournament basketball. It's all underway.
Feel the weight of tradition in every swing. 1010XL is your radio home for the Players' Championship with live Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard updates. Teed up by Shillington Creek Pest Control,
Jack's Outdoor Solutions,
and Firehouse Subs.
Like many football fans in Jacksonville, I love defense. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett, and I'm here to tell you that defense in the courtroom is important as well. That's because penalties for DUI are much more serious than penalties on the gridiron. If you or someone you know is facing a DUI, call us for a free case analysis now. Know before you blow 858-9818. Put my more than 20 years of experience to work for you. Office is Jacksonville, serving all surrounding counties. Call 858-9818 or go to knowbeforeyoublow.com.
Develop a perfect pitch with Dan, Jeff, and PGA Pros on Brunch with the Tour. Tuesday morning at 8:30. Teed up by Clearwater Irrigation on Jacksonville's Golf Station. 1010XL.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
Frank Frangie here for Coil Fencing. Since 1927, Jacksonville has trusted Coil Fencing to protect what matters. And I trust them too. From tough chain link to your commercial project to sleek aluminum fencing your HOA will love, Coil does it all. Did you know that Coil can also install, service, and maintain those automatic gates that help protect your neighborhood or business? To schedule a complimentary consultation, visit CoilJacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com. Coil Fencing, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Renewal by Andersen is kicking off their 31-day spring savings event. For a limited time, buy 2 replacement windows or doors and get the third 60% off. Plus, enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. Our acclaimed impact windows are built for Florida, helping reduce energy costs and keeping your home comfortable all year long. Offer ends March 31st. Restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. License CGC 1527613. Renewal by Andersen, where comfort meets savings.
Kubota keeps the job site running smoothly with the #1 selling compact excavator lineup in the world. Reliable, capable, and backed by strong dealer support. Stop by today to power up your crew. Right now, bring home select Kubota excavators with 0% financing available or save up to $4,800. Now through March 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit Coastal Equipment in Jacksonville and McClenny to reach your North Florida Kubota Superstore.
Royal Pest Services, a local company you can trust. Royal Pest is a certified installer of tap insulation, which stands for thermal, acoustic, and pest control. Reduce that electric bill by adding pest protection. It's that easy. Online at royalpestservices.com.
Need or want cash? Beach's Jewelry and Pawn has cash available. Ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. They need it all, selling or pawning. Get cash on the spot at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
We've all been there. You hear about an incredible event Monday morning, but it happens Sunday. Stop missing out. Jacksonville is the flip side of Florida, and we have the solution. From under-the-radar sporting events to the perfect family outing or date night, Visit Jacksonville is your all-access pass to the city. Plan your 2026 season at visitjacksonville.com/locals. visitjacksonville.com/locals. Or download the Visit Jacks app for the full lineup. See what you've been missing.
If you're listening to 1010 and you're a parent, chances are your kids are playing sports. Check out i9sports.com with spring and summer registration open right now. In the gym or on the field, and now at Tocoi Creek High School and Westside Middle. Check it out, i9sports.com.
The Brown Family YMCA in Ponte Vedra Beach is better than ever. Come experience our new renovated spaces, including an expanded wellness center with upgraded state-of-the-art equipment, recovery solutions, brand new locker rooms, and the Horsful Center for Health and Well-Being, all designed to help you feel your best. And now you can join with no joining fee. Plus, enjoy your 4th month free. There's no place like this place. And you'll love what's new. Visit the Brown Family YMCA in Ponte Vedra Beach.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
just between the pages.
Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Memories sweeten through the ages just like wine.
This ain't about the one who got away. This is about Travis Etienne.
Quiet thoughts come floating.
Has 5, has 10, 32 career touchdowns. Keep that going. I haven't heard Elvis in a little bit. Is that about when you were running and ripping and were able to actually cut your own lawn? It's about Travis Etienne. He's all gone.
And twilights trimmed in
Purple. That's where Jimi Hendrix got Purple Haze right there from Mac Davis, by the way, of the great Elvis Presley. All right, it's good to have you with us. Travis Etienne is gone, and it's not a surprise. We all forecasted it. It's not on him. It's on the position. It's just not warranted compared to others in the NFL. And there's actually been some pretty good contracts tossed around today. Haven't seen the figures on the re-up with Dobbins in Denver, but obviously major bucks in Kansas City go out as well to the deal done there by Kenneth Walker III. We're going to keep you updated on everything that's happening. Big news today for Jacksonville, the return of Buster Brown, 3 years, $33 million. I think there's a little bit of a hometown discount there. Dennis Gardeck, 2 years, $12 million. Congratulations on his raise as well. He made $2 million a year ago, coming back after that major knee injury. So he goes from 1 year, $2 million to 2 years, $12 million. That's pretty solid as far as a raise, and he can do multiple things. Speaking of doing multiple things, tonight's show is brought to you by the good folks over at Miller Electric. And I was going back and forth with my buddy Ed Witt. They're getting ready for their monster recruitment, which is coming up in a few months. And wow, what a presentation they put out. And we're going to be out there on that particular night. And it's an event that's going to be just phenomenal for you. But that's in a few months. Right now is the 9th day of March. Let me get it straight out to you. If you feel undervalued, if you feel underappreciated as a current electrician, go to Miller Careers, okay? If college isn't for you, you want to trade, I got news for you. Being an electrician, that's never going to go away. Just look at Jacksonville. Everywhere you go, they're building. And Miller Electric absolutely has their fingerprints all over everything. They are constantly recognized as one of the top companies in Jacksonville, and that has been the case for over 96 years. If you're looking for a career change, maybe it's a midlife crisis. I mean, entry positions, if you don't understand what it's like to be an electrician, they'll teach you. If you're currently an electrician, you're undervalued, hop on board. Just go to Miller Careers, and I tell you what, top pay, top-notch benefits. They also believe absolutely in rewarding those who give the utmost effort, and that's the way their culture is at Miller Electric. Absolutely spectacular. So, again, just go to Miller Careers. All right. I think the big prize was John Franklin Myers. I don't like him staying or going to the AFC South. Again, this is a money grab. You're not going to win in Tennessee, okay? This is just a situation where you're going to get paid. And they spent a lot of money for John Franklin Myers, 3 years, $63 million, 42 of which is guaranteed because he's basically the number one defensive tackle. Now, he played outside in Denver under Vance Joseph, and he was a big end there. Be interesting to see what he is projected to be like in Tennessee. They also really overpaid for Wan'Dale Robinson. Are you kidding me? $78 million over 4 years for, I think, a number 2 wide receiver. I think in some teams, a number 3 wide receiver, he gets $38 million. The Colts give $80 million guaranteed to Alec Pierce. By the way, who names their kid Alec? Besides Alec Baldwin, I think that's a made-up name. Isn't it Alex or Alexander? Alec? Okay. I guess I shouldn't say anything considering he's got $80 million guaranteed. And he had the big breakout game here where he scored a couple of long ones. But, I mean, again, this is not anything close to a number one wide receiver. If you were to say to me straight up, who would you rather have on the Jaguars? Alec Pierce, Wan'Dale Robinson, or Brian Thomas Jr. without even thinking? I'm going to go with Brian Thomas Jr. Arden Key stays in the division with the Colts. They also really fortify their secondary. We'll get to that in just a little bit. How about the gamble made now by Miami? First things first, they release Tua. It's a June 1st designation, post-designation. So they're going to have to eat this year $67.4 million. Next year, dead money, they're going to have to eat $31.8 million. And then they turn around and sign Malik Willis. 3 years, $67.5 million, 45 of which is guaranteed. I'll ask you the same question. What is Malik Willis going to be like as a starter in the NFL? It's a weak year. It's a weak crop. It's a weak NFL draft. It's a weak free agency class. It appears that Tua's going to re-up now, do a one-year deal in Atlanta. So they're going to have two left-handed quarterbacks. We know that it's all up for Kirk Cousins. His career is over in Atlanta. You have Michael Penix Jr., who's a wrong armor. And now you have Tua, who is a southpaw as well. So, really surprised that, not that he was released, but surprised that they're convinced that Malik Willis is going to be a franchise quarterback. And again, you could say they're not paying him as a franchise quarterback. I mean, $45 million guaranteed. That's what Trevor's getting a season. That'll go over 3 years. With the Willis deal, he can actually tap out at $67.5 million. But he's not proven. That's the point I am trying to make. Okay. When we come back, let's look at this. I'm, just staying up on what is happening here moment by moment. You were telling me a second ago, Aaron, that the Raiders just spent a whole ton of money and brought in a couple of linebackers, including Quay Walker, who played so well 2 years ago under Anthony Campanile, did so in Green Bay. I know there were some people around here that were hoping that Quay Walker may come to Duval.
Yeah, Quay Walker signed with the Raiders. Also, the former Eagles linebacker Nakobe Dean also signed with the Raiders. So a couple good. I mean, let me just read to you who the Raiders have gotten so far in free agency today. Let's start with Tyler Lindenbaum, 3 years, $81 million.
Wow, for a center.
Yeah. Quay Walker, Nakobe Dean, Jalen Naylor, formerly with the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to pronounce this guy's name wrong. Kwity Paye.
Yeah, Kwity Paye. Right?
Yep, Kwity Paye play for the Colts. Eric Stokes, they bring him back. And then remember, they traded for Tyron Johnson from Buffalo.
That's right.
So, I mean, the big moves that the Las Vegas Raiders are making, I'm sure Tom Brady and everybody over there is pretty happy.
Well, they also moved, as we know, Max Crosby, and really the big story there because they ate $58.5 million and got 15 starts out of Geno? Who am I thinking of? Geno Smith.
Yeah,
$58.5 million in a third-round pick is what they gave up for 15 games of Geno Smith, and they went 3-14 a year ago. So, yeah, and they have the top pick. Looks like they're going to go Fernando Mendoza. That's going to be the way of it. But yeah, they spent a ton of money today. No question about that. All right, we got much more to do. Let's keep you updated. I want to look at some of the top free agents, and this is really kind of interesting in some circles. I mean, we know that Devin Lloyd still hasn't signed. the number one overall free agent is Trey Hendrickson. What's going on there, right? He's still available. You look at, some of the enormous deals that have happened. It hasn't worked out so far for him. It hasn't worked out so far for Devin Lloyd. So there's still a lot of big names out there wondering what's happening to the market. We'll see. Do they roll in tonight? Are they, waiting for a better offer from another team that is yet to really pick up the phone? Or can you really explain what is happening in what was supposed to be a very weak free agency class? Well, I'll tell you what, they're not spending that way, are they? They're spending like drunken sailors, if you will. All right, we got much more to do with you tonight till 8 o'clock right here on your home of the Jags.
Your home for Florida Gators baseball is 1010XL.
Gators Knowles. Two of the nation's top programs meet on the diamond for an early season test. Florida State and Florida. Tomorrow at 7 on 1010 AM.
We had one fella that got hit by lightning, but he prearranged it to try to get that money. Crazy part was, dude, he was in a damn coma. We were jealous of him, man. We're like, look at this rich motherfucker, dude. Breathing on our tax dollars over here.
From his Netflix special, Regular People, comedian Theo Vaughn's Return to the Rat Tour. 3 shows, Friday and Saturday, March 13th and 14th at Florida Theater. Get tickets now at theovaughn.com.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here. If you're looking for the best selection of trucks in Jacksonville, it's truck time at Big Number 1 Duval Ford. They've got Jacksonville's largest lineup of brand new trucks with massive discounts. Over $10,000 off select models. That's right, savings you won't find anywhere else. Your next truck is waiting for you at Big Number 1 Duval Ford, so visit DuvalFord.com or stop by 1616 Cassett Avenue today. It's truck time at Duval Ford.
If your lawn took a beating this winter, listen up. Prosser here for Julington Creek Pest Control. They've just started the first of 3 rounds of premium granular fertilizer. No cheap liquid fertilizer here. Custom blended for Northeast Florida lawns. Their certified technicians apply slow-release nutrients. Rebuild your lawn thick, strong, and green over time. Plus, they protect your home from pests and termites. Call Julington Creek Pest Control today. Our family serving yours since 1984.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, we know not every injury happens on game day. Sometimes it's rolling your ankle, weekend yard work, or just playing catch with your kids. That's why we built a team of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons, experts in everything from knees and shoulders to spine and sports injuries in hand. Whether you're chasing championships or chasing your dog, we've got you. Learn more at osjax.com. That's osjax.com.
Get ready for spring turkey season at Green Acres Sporting Goods. Find shotguns trusted in the field from Browning, Beretta, and Benelli. Plus, the newest bows are ready to test shoot from Hoyt and Matthews. For over 55 years, Green Acres Sporting Goods has helped Northeast Florida hunters gear up with confidence. Stop by Green Acres today at the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard or shop online anytime at greenacresporting.com.
Of course, Roland Reach Plumbing has awards from Folio Weekly and the Bold City's Best. Now, Roland Reach is also confirmed as the Google Guaranteed Plumbing Service. Because when you do plumbing right, the word gets around. That's Roland Reach Plumbing.
For the ultimate and unique gift ideas, visit CuneFlowers.com. RJ Saunders here, and no matter what the reason, Cune Flowers has it all. Sending flowers was never so easy, either online, on the phone, or in their super cool showroom. Cune Flowers converts the extra point every time.
Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mocama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect Pilsners and lagers, matching memories and some Mocama magic is what it's all about. Mocama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach, near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mocama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
The price of gold is soaring, and the price of silver is near record highs. If you've got gold or silver just laying around, Estates Roadshow wants it. Broken chains, old rings, coins, watches, diamonds, vintage jewelry. If it's valuable, they're buying it. No appointment needed. Just walk in, get a free appraisal, and walk out with cash. They're also buying pre-1964 silver coins, flatware, sterling silverware stamped 925. They're buying coin collections, gold, silver, foreign and domestic. Plus, they've been in business over 35 years with thousands of prior happy customers. Licensed, bonded, state-certified scales, highest tech equipment, employees with GIA certifications. Begin gathering your valuables because the Estates Roadshow is coming back to the First Coast, March 16th through March 20th. St. Augustine at World Golf Renaissance and Palm Coast at the Holiday Inn Express. For more information, call Marshall at 609-781-6559 or go to estatesroadshow.com and follow Estates Roadshow on Facebook to see all upcoming events.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, ton of movement going on. Legal tampering period underway. The Jaguars bring back two of their own, and that's great news. Buster Brown, $33 million over the next 3 seasons. Also, Dennis Gardeck is going to get $12 million over the next 2 years. Aaron, we went through this many times the last several weeks, and with the understanding that Etienne and Lloyd were gone, that they couldn't afford them. That was my prediction. I also thought they would not bring back Dewey, Greg Newsome, Ogba, Smoot, and Diami Brown. The top 3 free agents who played for the Jaguars a year ago that I thought they had to bring back. And there's a huge difference between 1 and 2. 1 far and away was Buster Brown. It happened. So you got to be really happy about Buster. Then it was Dennis Gardeck for me. Then it was Quentin Morris. Now, I still would like to see them sign Austin Johnson and Tim Patrick. I don't know if they've signed elsewhere. I'd be surprised if they have. If you can get them at a really affordable rate. And again, those guys have to make the team. They're not signed and then they're automatically on the team. You could get younger. You could get better at both positions here in the second wave of free agency and certainly in the NFL draft. But out of the 12, those would be the 2 that I would like to see Jacksonville add. And Buster Brown could have made more money, I believe. I don't know this. I have not been told this. I haven't asked. But to me, this is different than a lot of guys who have re-signed, and there hasn't been many in Jacksonville. But I get asked all the time, again, what about a hometown discount? Do you think he'll give you, and I'm always like, no, he's not going to give you a hometown discount. I think Buster Brown gave the Jacksonville Jaguars a hometown discount.
Yeah, and he clearly wanted to come back. He wanted to be part of this organization, and good on him. I mean, yeah, like you said, he could have probably made a bit more, but I think in all reality, this is home for him, and he wanted to stay here.
Yeah, and, you see him again today. He's all smiles, and he recognizes the fact that they took a chance on him. Credit Trent Baalke, took a chance on him, 7th-round pick, and to see him turn around and really flourish. But I also think you need to get straight to the point. He plays well in this system. He plays well in a primarily zone style of defense. He's not a great man cornerback. He's just not. And he recognized that. Now, listen, Devin Lloyd could sign in the next 10 seconds. But I've been hammering this point for a very long period of time. Keep hearing that he's going to make $20 million a year, right? He's going to get signed. Devin Lloyd, if you look at it realistically, his best move would be to re-sign here because he knows what he can do in this Anthony Campanile defense. You could be any one of these other 31 teams, and depending on what type of defense you run, Devin Lloyd was an underachiever. With the two former defenses that were run, the two former defensive coordinators before Campanelli, and I have to imagine, regardless of where he's ranked in these free agency lists, and remember, it's considered a very poor free agency class, that maybe he's not going to get the money. And I've been on record for this for a while, and I'm not proud to say it because I like Devin Lloyd an awful lot. But I think when you look at where he ends up, depending on what they do, he could end up being one of the biggest busts of this free agency class if he's not in a similar style of defense. He had trouble year after year after year covering. He's always been a fairly stout player against the run, right? I think we'd all agree with that. And there's always been the wondering about him pinning ears back and blitzing and getting to the quarterback. He blitzed a whole heck of a lot this year. Anthony Campanelli, I'm sure, had to blitz more this year than he planned on, just because Jacksonville really struggled to get home sending 4. They had 32 sacks. They only had 8 with their interior defensive linemen. Okay. Pressures, they were close. They had 222, according to ESPN stats. So they were very, very close. But still, I mean, just look at the last 2 Super Bowl winners. What do they have in common? Rushed 4, dropped 7. Philadelphia did it 2 years ago. Seattle just did it a month ago. You rush 4, you drop 7. And Jacksonville is not in that position. Did Vic, I think it was, if I remember correctly, Vic Fangio did not blitz once in the Super Bowl. I'd have to look back on that, but I want to say that was the case. Anyway, it does make you wonder. Okay, let's start to get you involved with the program here a little bit. Your thoughts on what they've done and what are they going to do next? Right? Are they going to find a way to create more money? They still can absolutely find more money. I mean, you can re-sign Walker, you can re-sign Washington, you can re-sign Strange, you can re-sign Anton Harrison, you can re-sign Antonio Johnson. You can find money. You can restructure some of these major contracts, particularly Hines Allen, Aloakon. I kind of wouldn't try. I kind of wouldn't, do anything with the Trevor deal yet. Let that begin to get moving, if you will, and let that thing get unleashed. But who am I to say that? They may be laughing and saying, well, we're absolutely going to redo Trevor Lawrence's deal because Trevor Lawrence is going to be the quarterback here for the next 10 to 12 years. So hell yeah, we're going to do it. And, you can also release guys. I thought there was a chance they would release Patrick McCarry. I thought there was a really good chance that would happen. And they're going to have a massive dead cap number. Well, actually, his contract number next year is going to be over $18 million. The dead cap on that is not nearly as bad as I thought it would be. That was a little bit of a surprise and actually turns out to be a pretty good contract. If you look at 2027 for Patrick McCarry, his cap number is $18,173,000. But if you cut him, you only have to eat $5.1 million, and you can bring back $13 million when it's all said and done. All right, more contracts rolling in. Reed Blankenship is going within the division. Going to Houston. 3 years, $24.75 million. So, my gosh, they're just spending and spending and spending. Jacksonville is not. But again, they can find more ways to create money if that is necessary. Yeah, I'm looking at their team. This is according to overtothecap.com. Right now, their active roster, and it says they have 66 guys on it. Of course, they'll have 90 in camp. Team cap space, $110,000. So they're right on the line. And my sense, and I'll talk about this when we return, my sense is, even though I want defensive tackles, it feels like it's a veteran running back. Doesn't it? If they're going to make one move now, not already in-house, like they've done with Quentin Morris and Dennis Gardeck and Matt Dickerson and Buster Brown, if they make a move outside, it feels like it's going to be a veteran running back. But they're going to have to create some space if, in fact, they make that type of free agency move. All right, much more to do. The best ways to join us, text line 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. You can also get us on YouTube tonight. Just go to 1010XL into the night.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Alert! Alert! Termite swarms are active right now in Jacksonville, and once they get inside, damage can happen fast. Termites don't knock, they silently attack the structure of your home, leaving behind costly repairs and long-term headaches. Protect what you've worked hard for with the proven protection homeowners trust. Terminix Safe, with advanced termite treatment and prevention solutions. Visit Terminix.com and schedule your free termite inspection today.
Yo, E.T. here. And you know that on-the-field preparation wins championships, right? Well, the same goes for your health. Right here in my side of town in Fleming Island, Encore Research Group is helping locals take charge through cutting-edge research studies. Everything from weight loss to diabetes and hypertension. Their team of local, multi-specialty doctors is focused on advancing medicine and keeping our community healthy. If you want to see if you qualify, check them out at EncoreDocs.com.
It's tournament time, and Best Bet St. Augustine has a full lineup of poker tournaments this month. Don't miss daily no-limit hold'em tournaments with buy-ins ranging from $60 to our $160 6-hour Ironman on Fridays. And don't miss the exciting $300 no-limit hold'em St. Augustine Championship with a $100,000 guarantee from March 26th through the 29th. For more information, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
I'm Frank Franzi, and I just got back from the farm at Okefenokee in Folkestone. Man, was I impressed. You have to see these handcrafted cabins. But act fast. On this 1,000-acre farm, there will only be 250 cabins. Each phase has jumped in value, so come get your lot and lock in your equity. Enjoy living in harmony with nature, going to the grocery store in your own backyard, and connecting with people grounded in food and purpose. Learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You may not be able to control the air you breathe on the outside, but you certainly can on the inside of your home. Just call Florida Home AC and ask about the Remy Halo. It's the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
5, 4,
3, 1. Into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
It is Players Week as well. Akshay Bhatia, 15 under, took a couple of extra holes. He beat the Knoll, Daniel Berger, who was really had to battle back through injuries. He went from 12th in the world to like 636th. And I want to say he was 61st yesterday. Gets a good paycheck out of the deal, but T is scary. And at 15 under, of course, he'll make his way over here to Ponte Vedra. We'll find out about Rory McIlroy. All right, we just don't know at this particular time. Of course, he was last year's champion. We'll also monitor everything that is going on in hoops. Championship conference tournaments getting underway, and also in some lower conferences, more up for it Tonight, we do know that out of the Atlantic Sun, both JU and UNF went home early. Queens wins the A-Sun. Also, Tennessee State won the OVC. LIU won the NEC. North Dakota State, the Summit. Northern Iowa, the MWC. And High Point won the Big South. So there you go. I've been called a smart aleck before, but never Alec. Yeah, listen, Alec Pierce. I'm just convinced that if mom and dad named you Alec, it's probably a really good thing. You're never going to have to do one day's worth of blue collar work. If your name is Alec, you're never going to have to go outside and earn it. In the case of Alec Pierce, okay, he worked hard as an athlete. We'll give him that. But, the Alec Baldwins, who names their kid Alec? And I'm just saying that you were born into being a yuppie, and guys like me, you're jealous because you never had to be a ditch digger, right? You never had to be a roofer. You never had to cut lawns. No, that's a dead giveaway. It also says here that it is deer, plural as well, not deers, as I thought. It is deer. Okay, so if it's, look at the deer, and then there's a pack of them, look at the deer. Why is it, I'll have a beer, let's get together for several beers? What's the difference there? Can you explain that to me? Can anyone explain that to me? I'm all ears, if you can. It would be appreciated. 9707, we were told Devin Lloyd was going to sign a monster deal. What happened? I don't know. I just kind of went through it. Maybe they're scared if they play primarily man coverage. Is Devin Lloyd, what if you play a 3-4? Are you gonna trust him strictly as a will linebacker? Very good against the run. Maybe he outpriced the market. Maybe he got some bad information. I mean, the tape doesn't lie. Devin Lloyd struggled mightily in coverage until this year. So we'll see. 0882. In my opinion, he played above average in a contract year. Previous to that, he was sluggish. There's no doubt he was. I'd like to see him return. I think, affording him is next to impossible. Bringing him back, it's just not going to work out. And we'll see. But my guess is when this whole thing is reviewed and you start handing out team grades, and then you start getting to those who will analyze this and say, these were the best signings, and these signings could end up being massive busts. I think Devin Lloyd is right on that. I just do. And it depends on how you look at it. The one that I always remember is Bryce Paup. Now, Bryce Paup got overpaid here. And, you had Tony Brackens. You had some quality edge guys. But, Bryce Paup was so good because he played with Reggie White on the other side. Because he played with Bruce Smith on the other side. You're talking about two of the greatest defensive ends to ever play. And when you were chipping and double teaming, it was on Reggie White. It was on Bruce Smith. Bryce Paup ate. He absolutely did. He put up big numbers. He got here. He was just totally wrong system. Plus, he was a little bit longer in the tooth. That was kind of a bad period of Jaguars, really missing on some free agents. Carnell Lake, some others they overspent on. But that's free agency. Free agency is what? It's about filling immediate needs. And, just look at the Dennis Gardeck signing. This guy, this was barely news a year ago. It wasn't the first wave when they signed like 9 players. I'll have to look back on when he actually did sign, but it got very little chatter. And it was a $2 million deal after totally blowing his knee And he got better as the season went along. And he could do multiple things. Now he gets $12 million over 2. It's not that often where you find a very inexpensive free agent off the street and he plays so well that he sticks after a 1-year deal. Now, they made a trade for Ingram, and it was 1 year, and they franchised him and kept him around. Trying to think of other 1-year contracts. I mean, certainly it blew up in their face with Dante Moncrief. Certainly it blew up in their face with Dyami Brown, which is still a little bit of a shock to me. You know, I didn't see him practice during the regular season. We're not allowed to watch that. It's not a Jaguars rule. That's an NFL rule. But, I mean, in the month of August, I mean, Dyami Brown was spectacular at the Miller Electric Center. But it just, it didn't work out that way. Okay. We got much more to do in our second hour. You're going to hear from Buster Brown as we begin our second hour. We're also going to hear from you. A couple of ways that you can join us. You can get us on YouTube tonight. Go to 1010XL into the night. You can also go to our text line, which is 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
Get in here. I got one thing to say. This is when the big dogs come out. Okay? All right. So you can't roll with the big dogs. Stay on the board.
1010XL. Jacksonville Sports Radio Big Dog.
The Florida Forum welcomes world-renowned chef and humanitarian Jose Andres at the Center for Performing Arts March 31st. His impact spans the globe as founder of World Central Kitchen, Presidential Medal of Freedom recipient, and global leader using food as a force for change. All proceeds for the Florida Forum benefit the Women's Board of Wilson Children's Hospital, supporting a new outdoor play area for behavioral health services. Get your tickets now at thefloridaforum.com.
Longer days, warmer nights, and a backyard that brings everyone together. Spring and summer in Florida means pool days, backyard barbecues, and night swims under the stars. Picket here. For nearly 50 years, Surfside Pools has been creating the backdrops for life's best memories. From weekly service and repairs to remodels, commercial maintenance, and new pool construction, Surfside does it all. Ready to float happy? SurfsidePools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools. Summer starts here. License number CPC 044080.
The Players' Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world number 1 Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Here's hoping for a Raise the Roof football season. And here's knowing Next Gen Roofing is up for any job. Game day or storm season, you need a team you can trust. And you know what? You don't need a glitzy roofing company. No shortcuts, no gimmicks, no nonsense. Solid roofs at competitive prices and a commitment to the First Coast community. Right now, save up to $300 on your next roof replacement. When you need a roof, you need Next Gen Roofing. Team with you, it's a win every time.
Ahead, we build platforms for digital business. We help create your platform for digital business by weaving together advances in cloud infrastructure, intelligent operations, and modern applications. Digital business is comprised of 5 pillars. We call them imperatives because they're a must-have, not a nice-to-have. We enterprise cloud, integrated security, scaled DevOps, intelligent operations, and relentless automation. Need help with digital transformation? Ahead. Learn, grow, achieve.
Jacksonville, you voted, and Baker Glass came out on top. The Bold City Best Awards are all about locals choosing their favorites, and you picked them for Best Auto Glass and Best Glass and Mirror Service.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
This is Frank Frangie. Over the past 11 years, the weight loss industry has seen it all. New medications, fad diets, sculpting. Yet Awaken 180 still stands alone as the proven solution for lasting weight loss. Results at awaken180weightloss.com.
At G&H Tires and Service, the G stands for great pricing. The H, well, that means honest service. For over 20 years, Roger and his team have helped Jacksonville drivers stay safe on the road. Need brakes? Oil change? AC not blowing cold? Well, how about a super affordable $36 oil change? Affordable brake jobs, AC checks before summer hits, alignments for all these construction roads, and even free check engine light inspections. Locally owned, community driven. G&H Tires and Service on Beach Boulevard.
Whether you're undertaking a major home renovation or just a simple repair request, American Electrical is your 5-star Jacksonville-based electrician to get the work done right. Experienced design building department working seamlessly with their electrical contracting department to help you create beautiful lighting spaces and electrical plans that make your house flow. And remember, with American Electrical, it's wired right at a fair price. Call American Electric at 737-7770. Look for that red, white, and blue eagle on the side of their truck, and you'll know it's American Electrical.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
You know, they're always active on YouTube. We appreciate them. You can watch the show if you want. You can just pull it up anywhere. Just go to YouTube and go to 1010XL Into the Night. Ron says it was reported that the Dolphins are going to have to eat $99 million of dead money. And how do you recover from that? Well, it's very difficult, but let me remind you that a year ago, Jacksonville's dead cap money was over $84 million. So teams deal with this all the time. It really is. It's funny money, you know, and it applies under the salary cap. That's the only problem is, you know, the cap is now $301.2 million. Currently, the Jaguars, I want to say, are 43.8. They're 43.8 under the cap at this particular time. And, you know, we talk about the three main culprits. It's nearly as much with these three as it was with the 13+ million apiece a year ago for Sheriff, Etienne, and Kirk. That added up to like 42 million. Well, Tyson Campbell's 19.5, Gabe Davis 14.6, Darnell Savage Jr. 6.2. Basically the same deal. You hope that eventually you can get out of that. But when you extend contracts, and Jacksonville has now done that, you know, the last, if you consider Thursday and Friday of last week, and over the weekend, they have extended 3 contracts. You know, Patrick McCarry, you took $9.2 million of his salary, gave it to him in a signing bonus, and added 3 void years. You clear $7.36 million, so that was important. Same deal with Eric Murray. You took $4.2 million of that, his salary, put it into a signing bonus. So he gets that. You clear $3.36 million. Today they do the same thing, or I guess it was over the weekend with Jordan Lewis. They took $6.1 million. That's what they clear after converting $7.7 million of his salary into a signing bonus. And that's going to be added at the back of the contract. That's the only risk. But every team deals with dead money. You just want to limit that. And the best example I'll give you about dead money, because the math works out perfectly, Kansas City was like, and they re-up with Travis Kelce today, which I guess isn't entirely a surprise, but he's clearly lost a couple of steps. Speaking of losing steps, how the hell did Mike Evans get $60.4 million over 3 years? And I love Mike Evans, but he's not the same guy. Anyway, back to what I was saying about the math. You look at Patrick Mahomes, all right? They gave him $44 million in a signing bonus. They took that from his future salary, and they gave it to him in a bonus. So he gets $44 million. You take 4 years, and you add $11 million a year for 4 years. So you add the $44 million during the last 4 years of his contract. Now, for Kansas City, that's fine because I think we all believe that Patrick Mahomes is going to play at least 4 more years. So it's really not an issue. And you know what? He may be signed for even more than that. I haven't looked at his contract. I just know he was added $11 million per year for 4 years. So it is going to catch up with you. And this is where it takes really being a genius. I don't want to be redundant here because I've given you a lot on Patrick Mekari. But boy, you look at that cap figure for Patrick Mekari, and it's petrifying. But then you look at the dead money, and it's like, oh, okay. That's okay. Now, if they cut him this year, they'd have to eat $11.6 million. Let's see what it is post-June 1st for Patrick Mekari. It would be 6.4. So you still could cut him. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Or maybe it does. Listen, the whole contract deal is nuts as far as I am concerned. But next year's deal, again, $18,173,000. If you cut him, you only eat $5.1 million. That's nothing compared to the 19.5 you're eating for Tyson Campbell, the 14.6 that you're eating for Gabriel Davis. Buster Brown re-upped. In my opinion, this was the biggest free agent on the Jaguars that they had to re-sign. I didn't think they could afford either Devin Lloyd or Travis Etienne. They brought back a former 7th-round pick, a guy who's played much better in Anthony Campanelli's defensive scheme. Today, he was elated to talk about signing a 3-year extension.
Man, just taking one day at a time, working, and just keeping a chip on my shoulder, just using that as fuel and motivation, never just being satisfied with just doing good one day or 1 year, just keeping it going and, man, just keep building.
Thanks to the Jags. This was via Zoom today, earlier. Morris and Gardeck, as well as Buster Brown. So able to get those 3 guys in. That is very important. And, also I think the Matt Dickerson signing, they got him for $1.45 million. To me, that's what it's all about. It really is. I just went to one that says, damn, you guys are homers. And I looked at it. It wasn't our show. I'm not going to say what show it was. But I was like, homers? Okay. I mean, again, it doesn't matter what I say. It only matters what you hear. The number 1 ranked free agent in America, according to ESPN, is Trey Hendrickson. And at last look, he is available. 31 years of age, 17.5 sacks in 2024, limited to 7 games a year ago. Still available. Let's Braden. I don't know if he's re-signed yet. No, all right, number 8. Let me give you a couple of guys here. Look at what Tennessee has done. This is scary. According to ESPN, number 8 and number 9, John Franklin Myers, okay, they overpay for him. There's no question about it. They give him $63 million over 3 years, $42 million guaranteed. They also signed Wan'Dale Robinson, 4 years, $78 million, $38 million guaranteed. But they also get a couple of members of their secondary, including Alontae Taylor, who comes in now. So I imagine just on the surface, without really looking hard at anything that's happened, Aaron, outside of Jacksonville, I got to believe the 2 teams right now that are being recognized for having the strongest free agency class would be Tennessee and Las Vegas. That would be now. I'm sure there's others. But those are 2 that just really stick out.
Yeah, no, Tennessee has made some really good moves. I mean, I think the Alontae Taylor, and a lot of people don't know really about Cardale. I believe it's Cardale Flop, but he played very well for the Giants last year. Had an interception for a touchdown against the Eagles in that Thursday night game, if people remember that. But yeah, no, I think they've too much to Jaguar fans, their chagrin. the Titans have made some good moves thus far today.
Quay Walker's the guy that's been talked about a lot. He re-ups with the actually he goes to the Raiders from Green Bay. Of course, Anthony Campanelli really turned his career around. He gets the bag. You look at Rick Woolen and talked an awful lot about him after dropping the interception, getting the 15-yard personal foul, then allowing a touchdown. There was talk that maybe he would head here. He is still available. Odds had Mike Evans as number 2 going to Jacksonville. 1 out of 4 odds of that actually happening. It was only Buffalo that was higher. Of course, Buffalo made a deal for a wide receiver last week. Evans ends up in San Francisco. That was another guy. How about running backs? Kenneth Walker III goes to Kansas City, and J.K. Dobbins re-ups in Denver. So unless something has happened and I haven't seen it, it does feel like to me that if the Jags make a move, it's going to be a veteran running back. And you still have Rico Dowdle. You still have Rashard White. You still have Sean Tucker. There still are backs out there who have yet to sign. Now, I think they should go for a defensive tackle without any question. That would be where I am going. But they're just not a lot of names. Okay. Rashid Shaheed, is it Rashid or Rashid Shaheed?
Rashid.
Yeah, okay. He re-ups 3 years, over $50 million. Kayvon Chason still available. A lot of these edge guys haven't gone yet. Khalil Mack got it done over the weekend. Greg Newsome ranks a lot higher here than Buster Brown. Again, you look at ESPN, their rankings in the top 100. Greg Lloyd at 16, Travis Etienne at 21, Greg Newsome at 30, and, of course, Buster Brown at 53. And we're all aware of the fact that Buster has re-upped right here in Jacksonville. All right, much more to do. But, a lot of veteran edge guys available who worthy names, as far as name recognition. But what are they still going to give you production-wise? Former Jaguar Arden Key has now played for 3 of the 4 teams in the AFC South. He got paid today. He went to Indianapolis. All right. Indy spent most of their cash on Alec Pierce, who gets $80 million guaranteed, which is just insane to me. I mean, out of everything that has happened today, that is the biggest one that I just do not understand. And he's a nice player. He's a good receiver. But you're going to pay him on average now $29 million a year? It just doesn't make any sense. But anyway, that's Indianapolis's problem, not Duval's. All right, much more to do. Getting a lot of stuff coming in. Your thoughts on the loss of Etienne, the loss, it appears, of Lloyd. Nothing has happened officially. And the other free agents, it's gone silent. We haven't heard anything, and I guess that's kind of expected. Maybe Newsome, but outside of that, we haven't heard on Ogba. We haven't heard on Smoot. We haven't heard Dewey. A lot of people believe Dewey's going to find starters' money somewhere in the open market. Again, we haven't seen anything that's come in so far on Dewey, so we'll keep our eyes open on that one as well. All right, the legal tampering period well underway. The official league year begins Wednesday at 4 o'clock, and we'll have you updated on all of that right here on your home of the Jaguars.
It's Jacksonville's Super Bowl of golf. If you can't make it to the players, let 1010XL bring the players to you with Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard updates. Teed up by
Purple Heart Pools,
Universal Roof and Contracting,
and Kuhn Flowers.
Looking for adventure? Need a machine that works as hard as you do? CF Moto has you covered. At Ride Now Beach Boulevard, we've got CF Moto ATVs and UTVs built for any task, any trail, anytime. Tear up the dirt with the trail-tested C-Force ATV lineup or conquer through terrain with a Z-Force UTV. Find your CF Moto ride today at Ride Now Beach Boulevard or visit ridenowbeachboulevard.com. ATVs and UTVs are for riders 16 and older. They can be hazardous to operate. CF Moto recommends an improved safety training course.
At Hollis Pools, building a pool is personal. We sit down with you, listen to your vision, and bring your backyard dreams to life right here in Northeast Florida. Working with us doesn't feel like working with a contractor. It feels like working with family. Every Hollis Pools project supports Project Savior Outdoors, helping bring hope to our veterans. Visit HollisPools.com. Hollis Pools, your vision, your pool, your escape. License number CPC 1461233.
Graceful like a heel.
You have two women?
Strong-minded like a helmet.
Good.
Tom McManus straps on the helmet and joins Lauren Brooks and Taylor Dahl.
Helmets and heels.
Afternoons 2 to 4. Served by Green Law Group on 1010XL.
Get your eye, Rachel. The first St. Patrick's Parade was right here in St. Augustine in the year 1601. Join the fun Saturday, March the 14th at 10 a.m. Be sure and wear your green proudly. More at CelticParade.com. Sponsored by Central County TDC.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to ITPPartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
La playa is Spanish for the beach. If you can't remember that, the word Corona also works. Corona, La playa awaits.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web, precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
You want a new fence, but you don't want the hassle. That's why there's Superior Fence and Rail. They're the best in town, offering lightning-fast one-day installations, plus a lifetime labor warranty for total peace of mind. And here's the best part. Book by March 17th, and they'll take down and haul away your old fence for free, up to a $500 value. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail today.
SuperiorFenceandRail.com. I'm U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. The sound of a seatbelt. It's one of the most important sounds in our car. It means everyone is ready and everyone is safe. The more our kids see us put on our seatbelts, the more natural it is for them to put theirs on too. Make it a priority. Buckle up every time. Hear the sound? Make it a habit.
Paid for by NHTSA. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Tomorrow morning, Brooks Koepka at 10 o'clock, Justin Rose at 2 o'clock, 2:45, Adam Scott at 3:15, JJ Spawn, and 4 o'clock, Scotty Scheffler. So they're on deck tomorrow. Always enjoy practice rounds over at the Players. A little less crowded. And, you know, I'm not necessarily being a curmudgeon about being jam-packed on the golf course. I'm strictly talking about traffic, getting there and getting home.
What was that word?
Traffic.
No. Go ahead.
Curmudgeon.
Never heard that before.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the official definition, the Webster definition of curmudgeon would be old man who bitches.
Gotcha.
Hey, 14 players are in the field making their tournament debut beginning Thursday at the Players. 7 are PGA Tour rookies. We also have 7 players who have won a Players Championship who are expected to play. I mean, the big question mark is Rory McIlroy, who won in 2019 and 2025, but you have Scotty Scheffler, who's won twice, Justin Thomas, Siwoo Kim, Jason Day, Ricky Fowler, and Adam Scott. So the oldest statement has to be Adam Scott, who won it in 2004. Matter of fact, it's not even close. The next one up would be Jason Day in 2016. So it's a crazy week. It is. You got Florida State, Florida baseball tomorrow. You got conference tournament basketball games. You've got the Players, and you've got the legal tampering period ongoing for the Jacksonville Jaguars, who have made 2 moves today. They bring back both Buster Brown and Dennis Gardeck. Buster reported $33 million over 3 years. Gardeck reported $12 million over 2 years. 0296. Baloo, can you make letting ETN go make sense? He's making $13 million a year. We're going to sign some mid-tier back for 10. We can't find $3 million. What are we really saving? How is it worth upsetting an offense that has finally worked? Here's my answer. I think they love Bayshell Tootin. I do. And even if they were to sign a Rico Dowdle, or, you bring in another one of these veterans that we have talked about, Richard White, who was with Cohen 2 years ago in Tampa, Sean Tucker, same deal. I still think it's Bayshell Tootin. I do. And they were high on him from camp on. This is an every down back. And Bayshell Tootin, I think the only thing we really want to see is what's he going to be like getting the ball time and again and time and again. And I can see you right now saying, yeah, Blue, sure they love him. He had 3 carries for 41 yards, and they gave him the ball once the rest of the game against Buffalo, which to me was just a massive mistake. But he's great catching the ball, and he's very, very good in pass protect. They like Allen Jr. too. But I would like to see, and hopefully we will see this, what's Tootin going to do when you give it to him 13, 14, 50 times a game? And can he be a legitimate bell cow where he's getting the ball in the high teens to 20 times a game? They're still going to address this. It's just going to be a veteran, or are they going to get it done in the draft? Tom Pelissaro telling us, this is according to 1026, that Johnny Munt has been released. Let's check that, Aaron, and see if, in fact, that is the case for Johnny Munt. We talked about Hunter Long last week when they redid the deal for Quentin Morris. I know for Hunter Long, it's about split down the middle, what you would eat in dead money compared to what you would actually recoup. When you look at Hunter Long, dead money would be 1.375. Cap savings would be 1,382,000.
Yeah, Tom Pelissaro tweeted Jaguars are releasing Johnny Munt, top blocking tight end, now on the market.
All right. According to overthecap.com, and if he doesn't have figures there, here's what I have. I have dead money at $500,000, and I have they'll be able to bring back $2,735,000. So, yeah, and you know what? This one doesn't surprise me. I think Hunter Long's next. I really do. Now, they need another tight end. You still got a couple of guys on their practice squad, including Herbert, who I believe is still on there. But it just didn't make a lot of sense. And in the scheme of things, getting nearly $3 million helps out. I mean, I don't think there's any question about that. But back to your deal on ETN. I think it's the position. It's not him. And for $13 million a year, again, I think they're just looking at the position of running back, and they're saying, I don't care who you are, unless you're, Barkley or Gibbs or, in Atlanta with Robinson, unless you're, one of the elite, it's just not worth it. And hopefully it doesn't, hopefully it doesn't come down to just a couple $1 million that we find out that this organization does pony up. They create this money to try to pony up and get a running back. I still think they're going to add a veteran running back. I'd rather have them add a veteran defensive tackle. I really believe that Tootin, you look at anyone on offense, and he played well as a rookie, but I think you can make the point that you look at what happened a year ago and to where things can be this year, I would pick Tootin to make the most improvement offensively. And there are other candidates, because you can go to Brian Thomas Jr., right? And boy, there's a lot of crappy reporting on the Brian Thomas Jr. situation. We haven't even mentioned it. We're not even going to give it any life. We're just not. And on the defense, boy, wouldn't it be great to say Mason Smith? And don't drive off the road, people. Don't do it. I'm not trying to get anyone injured. Okay? Because he has not looked the part. But I think you have to hold on to guys who had been around here and how much they improved under this new regime. I think it's going to be a natural progression for Tootin. Okay? I do. Mason Smith, I wouldn't bet on it. I wouldn't come close to even betting on it. All right? It may be a Ventrell Miller. Heck, it may be Travis Hunter, who's playing more and more and more and more on the defensive side. We shall see. All right, what do you have? You have a giveaway for us, for crying out loud? Every time I look at you, you're giving stuff away.
I got to keep the people of Jacksonville happy.
All right.
So
what do you got?
Let me get. You like comedy?
I do.
Well, hopefully our Jacksonville audience does too. I got a pair of tickets to see Theo Von, comedian, live at the Florida Theater on March 13th or 14th. Last chance to get tickets at theovon.com. So give me a call. I'll hook you and somebody up with a pair of tickets.
So a lot of 1010XL 92.5 FM listeners Friday night at Tusk at the Florida Theater. What a show. Wow, were they good. And I was supposed to go last night. But here's the deal. Okay? I had way too many suds on Friday night. And then I had way too many suds going to the beach and going to the Blue Crab House on Saturday night. That on Sunday, I was just like, Blue, do yourself a favor. Rest the liver. You know it's Players Week. You know you're going to be out there with your cronies. Every year you say you're not going to go on the weekend. You go. So I made a life decision, a liver decision to try to save it. So I did not get the lead out last night, but I heard from my buddy Ralph, who's the head of security out there. You know Ralph. He's like 6'6", bald, striking. And he said it was a phenomenal show. Well, I missed out. I'm kind of sad. But I'd have to put Fleetwood Mac and Led Zeppelin right next to each other, 48 hours apart. See, that's a curmudgeon. Someone who complains. You'll take caller number 1, 641-1010, to go see that show at one of the greatest venues around. That, of course, is the Florida Theater.
Believe in the unbelievable.
Unbelievable!
1010XL.
I can't believe it! I can't believe it!
Where hearing is believing.
Unbelievable!
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione. Campione Law.
Make Capital Glass and Shower Doors your premier choice for top-quality glass solutions. With over 40 years of expertise, their team specializes in commercial and residential projects. From elegant shower doors to modern frameless enclosures, they've got you covered. But that's not all. They also offer glass railing systems, glass wine cabinets, and much more. For unmatched quality and service, choose Capital Glass and Shower Doors. Your vision, their expertise. Visit online at capcoglass.com.
Don't miss the music of ELO. The orchestra with former members of Electric Light Orchestra. Catch all the hits March 18th at Florida Theater. The orchestra. Get tickets now at floridatheater.com.
All right, Jack, so let's talk about it. Spring cleaning feels great until your drains remind you what they've been holding on to all winter. If your sink's burping, your shower's backing up, or your toilet's hesitating like it's reading a blitz, it's time to call in the pros. Call Duck Duck Rooter. During their spring drain cleaning promotion, get your drains cleaned plus a free camera inspection for just $129. Must have outside clean out, honest pricing, proven experience, no fourth quarter surprises. When you're stuck, call the Duck. That's 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Instant Keys is turning 25. A quarter century of saving the day when your keys mysteriously vanish.
Seriously, it was just in my pocket.
Or when that remote fob decides to quit working.
The dealership is such a hassle.
For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, house keys, transponders, re-keys, and even high-tech smart locks. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For honest, professional locksmith service, use Instant Keys.
The Players' Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world number one Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
Royal Pest Services, a local company you can trust. Royal Pest is a certified installer of tap insulation, which stands for thermal, acoustic, and pest control. Reduce that electric bill by adding pest protection. It's that easy. Online at royalpestservices.com.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
The First Coast Games is an annual team-building challenge to introduce fun activities into the workplace and focus on your employees' health and wellness goals. These goals include some friendly competition, of course, including pickleball, cornhole, volleyball, flag football, and other team sports. The games will begin in March. Register your company and teams at fcymca.org.
Ticket here for Action Garage Door. Nothing more frustrating than your garage door misfiring. When it does, I call Action Garage Door. They take action. Jeff and Art and crew, Jacksonville folks, not some big out-of-town chain. Something goes wrong with your garage door, take action. Check them out. Garage Door 911, garagedoor911.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
Well, I think the golden moment is saying goodbye to both Travis Etienne and Devin Lloyd. Both played hard here in Jacksonville. Two really good young men. Of course, Devin Lloyd this year with 5 picks, including that lengthy pick 6. What was it officially? Was it 100 yards? Was it 98, 99 yards? I have to go back and look on that.
I have to go back and look at it.
Yeah, Travis Etienne had a game where he caught 3 touchdown passes, had 32 in his career. He goes home, goes back to Louisiana. So a couple of guys that will absolutely be missed. Reports out moments ago that Rico Dowdle has signed in Pittsburgh. So there's another veteran running back. Kenneth Walker was talked about around here. I laughed at it. It was CBS that had it, CBS Sports. He signs a huge deal in Kansas City. You had now Rico Dowdle, who signs in Pittsburgh. You also had the re-upping of J.K. Dobbins in Denver. So it's getting less and less. Now, there are guys who have ties to this organization. Amari Demincardo, Richard White, Sean Tucker. I think that would benefit them to get a veteran and not overpay. I'm texting with a lot of people. And thank you for getting back Jordan Schultz, who's been all over the place today. Just got to me on Devin Lloyd and not much going on. Some others as well that I continue to talk to, or at least text with, as far as what is happening. Johnny Munt has been released. That came in moments ago. So they're going to have to eat 500 large, and they'll recoup $2,735,000. I'm under the assumption that it'll be pre-June 1st. Let's see if it's a post-June 1st situation, how much that would actually change things, and it doesn't at all. It's the same money, so obviously they'll go pre-June 1st. You add $500,000 to their dead money, so that's going to push them now $43,863,000. You add $500,000 to that, so they're now over $44 million. Really, $44,250,000 is basically where they are at this particular time. So, what are they going to do next? I really do not know. How about Jalen Phillips? 28 career sacks in 5 years. He goes to Carolina for $120 million. 80 guaranteed. Just released Johnny Munt. Saying, Blue, why can't you pronounce Richard? LOL. He did it all the time with Richard Green. I don't know, brother. I think it's the Boston accent. And you're acting like you talk through others to get to me. No. You talk straight to me. You making fun of my speech impediment? 2835. Who reported Lloyd? I haven't seen anyone report anything on Lloyd. I just went back and forth with Jordan Schultz on Lloyd. Haven't reported it, though. 0981. Damn, Rick, if they're so confident in Tootin, why didn't they get to run him during the freaking home play? There you go. What are the two things that people complain about most? Going for it on fourth down. I give him a total pass on that. That's Liam Cohen. Going to go for it on fourth down. I give him a total pass on not taking the points. But, yeah, getting away from not running Bayshell Tootin after those 3 carries for, I want to say it was 41 yards, is just absolutely mind-boggling to me. 25-31, thank goodness Wingard is gone. Yeah, there's really no in-between with Dewey. You're either all on board and you love him, and you think he's spectacular, or you want to see him move on out. And, I happen to be part of the latter here. I just think he's a good third safety in a run situation. I don't think he's a starting safety in the NFL. Many say he's going to get paid as a starting safety. We'll see. Just because things don't work here immediately for players doesn't mean they're still not going to get a good offer. I am a little bit surprised about Devin Lloyd, I'll tell you. All right, Kyle Allen now goes to the Buffalo Bills. So he re-ups today. What did we see earlier? Was it Gardner Minshew? Was it Kansas City? Did you see that one? I think it was
from Kansas City to Arizona.
Okay, Arizona. There you go. So there was, not a ton of quarterback movement today. Of course, the big one was Tua. Signs a 1-year deal in Atlanta, but I believe it's a record-setting $99 million dead money hit that is spread over 2 years. It's going to be $67.4 million that Miami has to eat this year. It's going to be $31.8 million that Miami is going to have to eat next year. You talk about dealing with a difficult situation. Let me see if it's updated here just for entertainment purposes only for brand new general manager John Eric Sullivan, who is the son of Jerry Sullivan, who I believe still lives right here in Ponte Vedra. Jerry, longtime wide receiver coach in the NFL, and including time spent with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, man, it's not even on here. Are you kidding me? This can't be true. All right, you're wondering about Jacksonville? I just pulled up dead money, and I don't even see Tua on here yet for the Dolphins. They're at $89 million, okay? They're paying Tyreek Hill $28,248,000 not to be there. They're paying Jalen Ramsey $20,868,000 not to be there. Minka Fitzpatrick involved in that trade earlier today. $12,996,000 not to be there. Teron Armstead, I remember a couple years ago, all the talk about trying to get him from New Orleans. $10,732,000. So if this report is right on Tua, and you add $67 million to the 89.6, I mean, you got to be kidding me. This could end up being record-setting dead money. I mean, that's going to be over $150 million. That's going to be half of the salary cap at 301.2. Now, again, I read that this is the way it is supposed to be in 2026 and then in 2027. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's the way it is. We'll see, though. That's scary. Imagine being a fan of the Miami Dolphins with that actually taking place. So I wonder what's next for the Jags. You know, they're going to try to, I think in order to make a move, in order to bring someone in, they're going to have to restructure a contract here. And the names that really stick out, I'll give it to you in order. Foye, Josh Hines-Allen, Trevor Lawrence. The one that really sticks out here is Eric Armstead. Do they extend him and restructure it because the defensive tackle position is so weak, not only in free agency, but it's weak in the NFL draft? I'd cut him. I'd cut him post June 1st. And I'd bring back the $14.4 million. That's what I would do. But if you look at the most part, the three guys that were supposed to give you the most snaps and most production at defensive tackle, I want to say that Devon Hamilton played 44% of the snaps last year, which is the least amount that he has played. Now, Josh Hines-Allen and others bragged about him having a sensational year. Pro Football Focus would argue that point. What did your eyes tell you? Mason Smith is a colossal bust. I want to say there's a glimmer of hope that the light goes on. So you keep Eric Armstead around simply because of that, or do you grab that cash and try to do something else with it? So you have that. You could restructure Walker Little, which makes very little sense to me. Okay, I think trading Walker Little is something that I would consider. Now, it's a huge contract. I don't know if other teams want to take on that contract. And if you make a move, it's like Tyson Campbell a year ago, you're going to have a lot of dead money that goes along with that. I also think Walker Little has a chance to be the starting right guard. I'm still a little surprised with what they did with Patrick McCarty last week. I think you could have some serious competition at left and right guard. And who knows who your left tackle is going to be, especially if they consider moving Anton Harrison over. The other option is to re-sign a player. You know, do you give Trayvon Walker his money? If so, you give him an enormous bonus. It creates money this year. He's got a cap figure of $15,196,000. Again, it can be confusing when you do contracts, but if you sign him to an extension and you give him a bonus, are you extending it 2027 on? Are you redoing it and ripping up 2026? There's different ways to do it. You know, they extended with Lawrence. Still played under his rookie contract. So there's different ways to look at it. And I don't know, but you could create a lot of money. If you give them that huge signing bonus, can you take that $15.1 million, it's actually $15.2, and create double digits, 10 plus million? I don't know. I don't know how these contracts work. I read them when they come out, but they seem to be different. And just because Spot Track or Over the Cap gets them doesn't mean that it did the same books that the Jaguars and the NFL, in fact, do have. Who was our winner?
Jerry.
All right, Jerry. Enjoy yourself out there. Should be a whole heck of a lot of fun. Speaking of fun, Hacker Nation will join you in 13 minutes. We got much more to do. Take you till 8 o'clock right here on this Monday.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
When my wrist pain was acting up and I needed help, I took Dan Higgins' advice and headed over to see the experts at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. This is Stuart Moore with the PGA Tour. I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Whenever you have a need, they took great care of me. They'll take great care of you.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy. The next time you need orthopedic care, you can rely on our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Football may be over, but with Hard Rock Bet, there's always something to bet on every night. Hoop, hockey, and so much more. This is Joe C. Don't forget, new signups can double their winnings on their first 10 bets with a max of $50 bets. That's right, your winnings are doubled on your first 10 bets. If you would have won $100, your bet would make $200. Download the Hard Rock Bet app today. It's all waiting for you. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
When it comes to glass, you don't want average. You want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow. Mirrors cut exactly to your style. Fogged or broken glass replaced. Decorative tabletops. Windows replaced or repaired to stand up to Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote. There's only one name for glass and mirror around these parts. It's Duval.
Baloo here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks, and if you think Closets by Design is just closets, you've got to see their brand new showroom at Phillips and Emerson. It's amazing what they can do. See for yourself how they custom design organization for any space. Garages, laundry rooms, bedrooms, even the man cave. It's all about smart storage that fits your lifestyle and budget. Schedule an appointment to meet with a design consultant and tour the showroom for ideas you can see and touch. Start at closetsbydesign.com.
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, JohnAutomotiveJacks.com.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your National Builder of the Year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Not everyone is built for a cubicle. At Local 234, apprentices get paid to learn hands-on skills like plumbing, pipe fitting, HVAC, the stuff Jacksonville runs on. No endless lectures, no massive student debt, just hands-on training, real jobs, and real pay. This is how you level up, by doing work that actually matters. Check them out at UA234.com. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Local 234. Make the right connection.
Hi, I'm Mark Hassan, 2026 Tournament Chairman for the Players' Championship. Thanks to support from all of you, this championship can positively impact our Northeast Florida community all year round. The Players' Championship starts tomorrow.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, Hacker Nation is here. Busy day around the NFL. Glad the Jaguars brought back two very important parts of their defense. But what's next for Duval?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy that Quentin Morris, if you want to lump him in as well, but certainly Dennis Gardeck and Monteric Brown. Those are three guys that I'm very, very pleased the Jaguars brought back. Losing ETN's a gut punch, although we kind of expected it. Still waiting on Devin Lloyd. Surprised he hasn't left yet, but I would imagine it's only a matter of time before he's gone as well. I think they're going to replace ETN. Look, I like Bashal Tootin. I like LeQuint Allen Jr. I've been saying for a while, Rashad White, the running back in Tampa, makes a lot of sense. He had a pretty good year with Liam Cohen there in 2024. He's still unsigned. By process of elimination, he's like one of the only running backs left that you would consider, I think, to bring in. So I would think Rashad White would be somebody I would be looking at pretty hard over the next couple hours into tomorrow morning if I was a Jaguar fan.
Some of this money is ridiculous.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, I can't remember a year where I'm looking at these contracts, whether it's Mike Evans or Phillips going to Carolina or, Franklin Myers. We kind of saw that. The gamble on Malik Willis. Is he going to be a starting quarterback? I mean, just really some funny money.
$30 million per for Jalen Phillips, $29 million per for Alec Pierce. Boy, Jacoby Myers looks like a bargain now at $20 million per.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Alec Pierce is costing $29 million per. So, yeah, the money's crazy. And good for Travis Etienne to get, what did he get, $12 million per? 4 years, $52 million? Was it 13?
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 years, $52 million. That's right. That's my Wolfson math for you. That would be $13 million per. So, yeah, I mean, hey, if you can get it, if these teams will give it to you, more power to you. And you got to figure the free agents kind of knew this when the salary cap went up to over $300 million a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I have people saying, they're going to sign a veteran back for $10 million. Why not pony up another $3 million and get Travis Etienne to re-sign? I don't think they're ponying up $10 million for a veteran running back out there right now.
No, I think they might go 7, maybe 8. I don't think they're going to go north of 8. And these guys, Gladstone, Baselli, and Cohen, have proven in a very short amount of time that if the dollars don't make sense and if you're not in their future plans, they have no problem letting you go. I mean, who would have ever thought that Tyson Campbell and Travis Etienne would both be off this team when the season started in 2025 in 6 or 7 months? But yet here we are. Campbell's gone. Etienne's gone. Devin Lloyd is about to be gone. And we'll see. The one thing I will say, though, Rick, a lot of Jaguar fans are upset. They see what the Titans are doing, and the Titans have spent like $1 billion today. Remember, that was the Jaguars for a long time. The Jaguars used to always win day one of free agency.
Oh, yeah.
March was a lot of fun around here. It never translated in September and October. I'd let it play out. I'm going to put my trust in Gladstone, Baselli, and Cohen.
Yeah, and as I say all the time, and I really believe this, I think one of the most defining examples of a successful franchise is when you cannot afford to re-sign all of your drafted players.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the great teams from, let's say, the year 2000 on. Pittsburgh, Seattle, Baltimore, New England. I mean, the list just goes on. And I get it that Pittsburgh never won playoff games, but they had a winning record every year. All right, what else tonight for you?
Yeah, Ryan O'Halloran, Florida Times Union, is going to join me, and then the coaches, both Mark Duffner and Dave Campo. So it's going to be all Jaguars for the next 2 hours. We're with you till 10 o'clock. And we're happy to be here.
All right. Have a fun show.
Thanks, Rick.
It's going to do it for us. Appreciate all of your information, all your input on the Jags. Maybe not as big of a splash as you wanted. But again, you just got to look at the starting point of where this football team is. They're going to be a better team this year than they were a year ago. I really believe that, even though they have a number one, strength of schedule as far as who they'll play out of conference. It's going to be far more difficult playing number one teams as opposed to what they did a year ago. All right, that'll do it. Thank you to Aaron Williams. Appreciate it. Hackers up next. I will talk with you tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Remember, we're always on 92.5 FM. You can download the 92.5 FM app and take it anywhere you want to go. You can go with Travis Etienne to Louisiana with it. Where's Devin Lloyd going? You can take it with you as well. All right, we'll talk tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Have a good one.